this computer. Okay, let me share my screen and we'll get going here. Okay. Well, why don't we start with Jim Murphy and we'll go down from there, and then we'll have Dave last since he hasn't been here.
Sandy, excuse me, am I supposed to hit the got it button?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This is my first Zoom, by the way.
Oh, right, because
Joy.
yeah,
I've never been on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
I think it got what?
I got it.
You got it. You're being recorded. Okay. Well,
Wow.
look at this little guy.
Yeah, this is I actually shot this down at Desert Meadows. There's a lot of lizards down there, so I was shooting a bunch of lizards. This is one of those zebra tail lizards. You can't see his tail in this shot, but I just shot this with the 600 millimeter.
Wow,
Wow.
good shot. The fact that you got him not moving.
Yeah. Depth of field is, of course, going to be a real shallow on a shot like this, but anyway, yeah, just kind of emphasizing the scale structure.
Yeah, that's fun. So he wasn't doing the alternating push-ups?
Not at the no, no, he wasn't.
They're so cute when they do that.
Yeah,
Hard to shoot though.
I've read different theories on that. As one was is a territorial display, another one has something to do with mating, but I don't know what it's all about really. I thought maybe the ground was just too hot.
I always thought it was just too hot. Yeah.
Well, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's great.
Unbelievable.
I like what's going on with the eye.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And underneath his eye.
Yeah. Wonder if just maybe a little glint from some,
Yeah.
in the eye to give it some shape. Yeah, that can
Mhm.
help. Yeah. Anybody have any other comments?
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the bokeh
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Amazing the pattern in his scales there.
Yeah. How about cropping? Think maybe
Yeah.
come in a little bit.
Bring it in on the bottom, get some of the item that's down in that lower right, maybe bring it up a little, get rid of some of that.
Yeah, I was almost thinking of maybe cutting some of the
Yeah.
right and some of the
This
bottom out,
side, yeah.
something like
That's
that.
what I'm thinking, that side.
Yeah,
Like that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I just noticed something here. I would just blur that out. I'm not sure what it is.
Oh,
Yeah. Got a little anomaly there. Good.
I don't know.
Yeah, that could work. All righty. Let's move on here.
That's incredible.
It's just also down in Desert Meadows, a butterfly. Yeah, and I upped the saturation a little bit on that one. It was kind of dark, but probably I would say I'm looking at it right at the flowers maybe a little too neon-y, but yeah.
No, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you push the saturation because you start losing detail. I don't know if there was any in here to begin with.
Mhm.
Oh, let me turn my little cursor on. There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, other than that, I think you did a real nice job there.
Yeah.
I used there were some flowers on the left side of the stem there, and I used that new thing in Photoshop, which is a generative AI thing to remove those. And it did a real nice job and brought the background in.
Now, is that in regular Photoshop or just beta?
Beta.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the regular, but I did see it in my beta.
Yeah.
But I hadn't upgraded my Lightroom or my Photoshop, at least on the laptop I had this morning. That's good to know. You guys, if you have a subscription to Photoshop and or Lightroom, you can download Photoshop Beta. The only caveat is it becomes the default Photoshop for Lightroom.
Yes.
oh,
Yeah. But it seems very stable, so I haven't any problems with it. I've been doing it for almost a year now. So Okay, I don't know if I'd do anything else with this.
Right.
Maybe a slight vignette, I don't know. Okay.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
And then I'd be remiss if I didn't show at least one bird picture here.
Unbelievable. You can count every feather.
So are you still doing 600 millimeter with that?
Yeah, so what I did with this bird was I had some bird seed and I put some bird seed down before I walked away. He came out of a tree. I didn't even see him and started eating the bird seed. And then I gradually got his confidence up and I got closer and closer. And this was as close as I wanted to get because if I got any closer, I wouldn't be able to focus on him. So yeah. So he was a little nervous about me, but I was probably got up like 8 or 10 feet from him when I took this shot. Yeah, it's a Stellar's Jay.
I was just gonna ask what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're using a tripod?
Yes, I was using a tripod on this shot.
Yeah, so clean.
Yeah, nice. I really like all this little scrambled stuff going on.
Yeah.
I would
You know,
probably-
we
really
never see what birds really look like. We just see a generality. You know, look at this. It's unbelievable. The detail.
Yeah, it's got whiskers. Look at
That's what
that.
I was thinking. Yeah.
He'd like me now.
For sure.
I did have to work on the tip of the beak quite a bit to sharpen it up. I worked on that and with contrast and some other things to try and clarity and so on and so forth to sharpen it. It was pretty much out of focus.
Yeah, did you try photo AI or
Try what?
photo AI?
I did not try photo AI. I'm still having the problem with photo AI. And you said you didn't have it. It desaturates every photo, and there's no set. I can't find a setting in there for color space or anything. I don't know what to do.
You know that you can throw it out and reload it. There's a brand new update.
Okay,
So that might
maybe I
help.
should do that. So
Yeah,
something's.
I'm gonna run it through and see if I have that issue. We'll compare the two.
I mean,
Okay.
there was a dramatic loss of color in every photo that I ran through it, so I quit doing it.
So I don't want to do enhanced resolution. Turn that off. No, that's where it doesn't show me whether it's on or off.
You just dragged and dropped that onto the icon and it opened it?
Yeah, in Mac you can, sure.
Shoot, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it makes
My
life.
Windows though
Oh,
doesn't work. Doesn't
Mac.
work in Windows.
Yeah. I don't know why this enhanced resolution staying. Oh, it's locked. That's weird. Recover faces. Yeah, they just updated this, so it looks like things have changed again. Well, we don't want to remove or sharpen. Well, let's look under sharpen, see if they have noise. No, they got motion blur. Let's see if that might do something. I just crank it way up and see if it does anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Well, you can selectively do it. I know you can do it through a mask, but I find it's easier to do it in layers in Photoshop. But you know, it's getting everything but what you want. So I don't think it's helping there.
James, did you enhance the green background or did you? It's just the trees.
I don't think I really did. I don't remember doing anything with the green background in
Yeah, it's a
particular.
nice. Very nice.
I'm gonna turn the clarity off. I think you got enough in there already. But I don't know. Let's just try that and see what happens. I'm curious to see if it's going to change image problems too. Okay, location, original folder. All right. Okay, so let's click that. But, you know, it might take a while because there's on the is that it? No. Yeah, maybe. No. Yeah, that's an enhanced sharpened. Okay. So we'll take a look at this next to this. Yeah,
Got a little more detail in it.
yeah, it brought it up a bit. It enlarged it because I couldn't turn that lock off for some reason. I don't see much color shift though. If any, do you?
No, it looks the same.
It's just
You know.
slightly defined here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of pulled all this up in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it helped a little bit. So that might be something you might want to play with. Jim, I would just remove the program and then download it from
Okay,
Topaz and load it up again.
okay, I'll do that. I'll try that. Because
Yeah,
nobody else seems to be having that problem. I went on the help page and,
yeah,
yeah,
try that.
it's okay.
That'll work for you. All right, let's go back. See what else we got here. Ooh,
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow.
So this, again, I was just fooling around with the blue stuff is a sculpture, a metal sculpture that I took a picture of, and then I used, the Firefly or the new generative thing, and I just told it to put an eyeball in there, and it did.
Oh.
Jeez.
cool. Yeah. Now Firefly's
Wow.
a separate app, right?
Yeah, I think Firefly is, I think it's that whole new generative
Right,
thing.
right.
Yeah, AI thing is what they call it, Firefly. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
signed
just
up
told
for
it gave me
I
gives
watched
you
about
3
4
different
hours.
images. I got like 3 different eyeballs, but this was the one I chose.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives you a choice. That's nice.
Yeah, it gives you a choice of 3 images. And if you
Okay,
don't like one of those 3, you can kind of go from there and do 3 more and so on and so forth.
nice. Yeah, because it's AI, so it's got a whole database
Right.
of images. Yeah, I signed up for it before I left, and I didn't get an answer till after I was already in Italy. So I said I'll deal with it when I get back. So I get to play with it, but I see it. I have some good possibilities. All right.
Did you add the little reflection of what looks like a window in the middle of the eyeball? Was
No,
that part of?
that came with the eyeball.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I
I
think
bet you it's another picture. Can you zoom in? It's got to be another picture. That would be trippy, wouldn't it?
I think it almost looks like a car or a window frame or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And
Window.
I'm thinking like a car window from the shape of it.
Uh-huh. Car window.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'd clean some of this little stuff here. It just
Yeah.
is a little annoying. Keeps you away from this. Yeah. I like the way you framed it. That's very nice. I like the crop. I think it works real well.
Oh,
Wow.
This was also another piece of sculpture, metal sculpture, and then I pushed the saturation way up on it. There was just the green was reflecting from plants and stuff around there on the sculpture, and then I just told it to put a race car in there, and I got 3 different race cars, and that was the one I liked the best.
Yeah.
And I see the wheels should be a little bit lower, it looks like. But anyway, it was a little bit too sharp. And so I kind of blurred it a little bit. So just playing around with that new software, just seeing what kind of stuff it could do.
It's a real surprise when I didn't see that car in the little thumbnail. That's awesome. It's a surprise.
So is that in Photoshop AI? Was that new thing that they came out with, or is the Topaz?
New
This is in
Firefly.
the new Photoshop beta. Yeah.
Okay. I got a notice on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
It's free to download if you want to.
Oh yeah, I think I might. This is fun.
Looks like it picked up the ambient tones for the reflective colors too.
It's supposed to do that, and also the direction that the light is coming from. If it puts an object in, it's supposed to
Light.
you know, shade it in the same direction that
Oh,
the sun
nice.
would be coming from. Yeah.
It's getting too easy, guys.
It's just amazing what they can create. I mean, the photography, is great. They're gonna probably just, all of us will just go by the wayside.
Well,
Need-
they need source images.
We're obsolete.
We'll be obsolete along
We're
with our camera.
obsolete.
Well, that's exciting, Jim. I'm gonna go play with that sometime this week when I get some free time. That's great.
Yeah. It's really
James,
crazy. Yeah.
I like the brushwork quality, the impressionist quality, like painting here.
Yeah. Nice. So did you use an effect on the sculpture or was
No,
that?
there's no, the only effect I used was saturation.
Okay, so that was the way the metal was reflecting.
Yeah, that was the way the
surrounding.
metal was reflecting, and I just pushed the saturation up, and that was it for as far as effects went.
Got it. Cool. Thanks for sharing. That was really nice. All right, let's get back to names so I can figure out where we are. Okay, well, Joy, I guess you're next.
I don't have anything near as exciting except for Dave.
Who's that?
That guy.
Good picture, Joy.
Yeah.
I love that picture of you, Dave.
Thank you.
And it just didn't
It's
look.
an honor to be photographed by you. That's a great picture.
Thank you. Everybody loved it. I put it out there to a few folks, and I probably should have asked your permission, but
Yeah,
you know, everybody loved you.
that's great. Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think I have a good one of you too.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah,
one.
you had the light coming backlit and
I look like
pretty
Madonna.
awesome. Psychedelic.
I saw one. I can't remember if I put it in my home file or somewhere of you with blue sunglasses. that looked-
Oh, I had one in the
Yeah,
group that
it
he
was- it was
did, in the
just-
grouping of him. The glasses were great because you could see his eyes just a little bit. You might
Yeah.
have that.
Here
I'm
it
sure
is.
you do. Yeah, and that was very cool.
Oh,
Oh boy.
trying to do
Gee,
the
that's on the cover of
And he
GQ
was trying to do
magazine.
the Italian gangster thing. And
Oh, I
maybe
gotta
we
show
should-
that to my wife. That's a good
Maybe
one,
you should
Joy.
bring it up where we could see his eyes more. I was trying to do that and I just lost the light every time I tried to get it.
Wow.
Yeah, a little mystery there. All right. Yeah,
Wow.
I'll email it. Or Joy, maybe you ought to email it to him if you got a bigger one.
Yeah, I got a bunch more. I got a whole bunch of them.
All
I'll
right.
email it to you, Dave.
All right, you guys can get together on that. Okay.
Sandy, were you there the day we did these portraits?
No,
Or
I
had
think
you
I-
already left?
Yeah, I think I had already left.
You'd already left.
Let's see. Yeah, this was on the 23rd. Yeah, I was gone like
Already gone.
yeah, I was already gone. Yep. All right.
These
So,
are not recent photos, but they're ones that I really, really loved a lot. And I know that and I knew nothing about editing at all, pretty much, except for the black and white and a few things that are pretty much out of the camera.
Mhm.
But, so I thought maybe we could get some comments on them.
Well, you guys have any comments?
And then, not on so much
That's
data,
very nice.
the next ones that are coming up.
Mhm. Yeah, I think this works out pretty well.
Yeah.
Make this a little bigger. There we go.
Yeah.
I think that was my 50 millimeter. So it's just one of the few times I got out of the studio.
Was that a film image that you scanned or
No,
was it a
I-
digital picture?
it's digital picture.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the black and white treatment with it. It just kind of brought out a lot of the texture, the different texture.
Yeah.
And
It's
the lighting.
inviting. You want to go over that bridge and see what's there.
Uh-huh.
If now I could use the AI and do something really spooky at the other
Put a
end.
race car right there.
Where's this
Or an
location?
eyeball.
This is in Montana, Missoula, Montana, one of the parks
Oh.
there.
Nice.
There's a bridge over a river, pretty much close to where I spent 9 months up there, and this was almost my backyard. But
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like the bridge to nowhere. There was really nothing on the other side except you got across the river or the stream. But I liked it.
Very well balanced.
I don't know, what are you guys thinking about maybe doing this in sepia?
Hmm.
Maybe the woodwork of the bottom of the bridge itself, just
Yeah.
bring the highlights down a little or something, a little more
Yeah, yeah,
contrast.
Little more texture.
yeah, I can use a little work. Okay, Joy, you did get Neo, so let's play with that.
Okay. I have no idea how to use it yet.
All right.
I got it right after you, a couple weeks after you left. So I've only had it about 3 weeks and I'm
All right.
afraid.
Well, the easy way is just go up here and pick a style and then, take one of these presets.
Ah.
But
Oh, okay.
I'd rather dig in and do it right.
Wow, look at
You just
that.
hit the edit button up here and you just kind of go through the paces. I like to start with enhance first because that slider alone is worth the price of admission. It just does so much to an image. It does saturation, contrast, and middle tones all at once. It's kind of neat. So, and then you got a little eyeball here to kind of do it before and after. And when you get a bunch of these, you can hit the eyeball down here and it'll show all of them. But if you want to
Oh,
just know
cool.
when you're working on, it's here. Yeah. So there's that. And then I go back up to develop and I like playing with smart contrast to start. Although here, I don't think it's helping. It's blowing out those highlights a bit. So I'm going to turn that off and go down, take highlight down and see if I get a little more detail there. And it's getting a little muddy. So to counteract that, I would come back with some white. But I'm not liking what that's doing. So I think in this case, it's a matter of structure or detail that's going to help this out. But while we're here, let's just see what else might work. If we do this contrast, yeah, I kind of like what it's doing on the sides, but I don't like what it's doing on the boards here. So that's when masking comes in. You have the adjustment and masking, and that's on each module. So
Okay.
you
You
can
hit
do
the
it,
masking. Oh, okay.
yeah, you can do it with a brush, and you can add or erase. So in this case, we want to erase, and then you just figure out what size brush you want. I'm just going to get a big one here and just knock this out. So it kind of gives you a preview of what.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's an opposite of.
That's how you do. Yeah.
So anything that's red is what it's actively working on. Anything that's clear is not.
So we could sharpen that up or do all
Yeah. So see right now, I'm just working on the sides.
Yeah.
And nothing's happening to this. Okay. So now, once you made that mask, you can take it and if you get on a brush here and just go back down to here, mask actions,
Mhm.
you can copy it. Okay. So you don't have to do it twice. And let's go down to structure. Okay. Yeah. First, let's see what structure is doing overall. Yeah, actually, it's working overall, so maybe we don't need that mask. Now you can crank that all the way up, and you can always keep going with the boost, but I think it gets to be a little too much. But yeah, maybe somewhere in here. Okay. The other thing is, every time you do an edit, if you move from tools to edit, it'll show you the ones you've worked on, and you can
Mhm.
open them up and readjust them.
Wow. Cool.
But once you close one, if you hit it again, it makes another one. So now, if we wanted to add more structure to just this, we can go into this mask and paste the mask. And in this case, we want to revert the mask because we're showing it, it's working on everything we don't want. So we invert it. So it's just working on what we do want. And then we go back to adjustments. And now it's just going to work on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's getting better.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So now if you see, if you look, it's just here. And if you want to see everything we've done from the beginning, you click that one. That's where you started. That's where you are.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So we've
Wow.
come a long
Yeah.
way. So it's a
Yeah,
little high
much
key, but
better.
it's kind of fun. Now, if I close this and go to edit, you'll see there's two structures there.
Ah,
See,
that's
one's,
because you copied it?
no, that's because I closed it and reopened it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, you can't copy it. So way to get a second one is just close it and open it up again.
okay.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of really good videos online for this. If you just look for Neo.
Yeah. I know, you told me that before, I just need to start watching them.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah,
So basically, it's like selective masking because that's pretty much what you're doing. You're just
Yeah.
different areas at a time. The other nice thing I like is their vignette. But before we do that, maybe we might want to relight this thing. Now, this is an AI tool where it figures out the depth of the image. So let's see, well, I'm going to get severe. I just took the near down and maybe I want to make the far bright. Of course, we probably don't want to do that much, but, and then your depth, I'll show you how far in or out that's going.
look at that, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
so that's kind of cool.
Nice what happened up here.
Yeah, I like what happened up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of bringing you to the center of the bridge, and you can kind of define.
Doesn't
where-
look so flat, two-dimensional, looks a little more three-dimensional.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
gives you some depth, and you can also mask this too. So if there's some areas it's affecting that you don't want, you can just go in there and erase it. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad I bought all that software. I've got everything. They kept asking me and I kept saying yes.
Yeah.
I have it all.
Sandy, I'm thinking of Italy for a second, and this has got the way Joy shot this has the Renaissance 2-point perspective.
Yeah.
Shooting in, going in. That's really cool. The
Yeah,
way you shot it,
Yeah.
I was sitting on the ground when I shot that.
sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
sitting there
these
and
are
I
high-
just brought my
these are about
camera
eye
up,
level. Yep.
just sitting there,
Yeah.
into
Cool.
the birds.
No, we haven't done detail. We could look at detail. Small detail, if you have a little bit of grain, it's going to up the grain. But if you don't, like in this case, it's so busy, it's probably not going to matter. You play with it. This image is a little small. If you have a big image, go 100% when you're doing this. And also structure so you can really see what it's doing. So you got small, medium, and large. And they all affect things differently. So here's your medium all overdo it. You can see what it's affecting.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Large
Oh,
is kind
wow.
of overall. thing.
Wow.
Wow. That makes
That's
a difference.
a wow.
Yeah, so that wakes it up. But maybe you don't want this area so much. So again, we just go into masking and go into brush and erase, and we'll just get rid of it back here. Maybe we just don't want it in this area here. Get a bigger brush and like make it easier. Clean that up.
Ah,
Yeah, so now you can kind of see what it's doing. It's just working on the wood.
so the masking is the secret to all of it, isn't it?
Masking, yeah, masking makes you the boss. You can put it
So
where
I
you
have to become I used to say I wanted to become the master of the light, and then I found the studio and I said, no. So now I have to become the master of the math.
But guess
Mhm.
what? Masking is like lighting. It's very selective and you direct what you
Yeah,
want.
it's, it's pretty neat.
In fact, if you were gonna go like in a develop module and maybe you just took the exposure way down like that. And you mask this.
I could bring moonlight in instead of sunlight.
Yeah, or you could just say, I just want the dark area back here, and I'll erase what I don't want. So maybe I don't want it to be darker here.
Wow, cool.
Maybe I want the foreground, the bridge to be brighter
Oh, cool.
like that. You
Yeah.
can actually light it that way. And once you have your mask, you can
So
go.
you don't have to create any layers or anything to, or
Oh,
another.
these in essence are layers. These different things.
They're layers?
They're all stacked. Yeah, they're pretty much.
Okay.
So now that I moved here, if I go back here, it's going to start a new one. If I want to tweak this one, I just go back to edits and you go to that one, and now you can just change that.
Huh, okay. Don't tell me anymore. I'm getting. my
Yeah, I know what you mean. Too much
I'm
information.
starting to get dizzy and fall off my chair, but it's
And you
real.
can go anywhere you want. I mean, the
Yeah.
only thing I don't like is it would be nice, like in layers and.
So that's the
Photoshop.
original, right?
Yeah, pretty close.
I don't even like that anymore.
Yeah, that has the enhance on it. That's the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all the way up here is where you're at now.
Yeah. That's a little too much for me, but somewhere in the middle would be.
Yeah, I'm kind of overdoing it so you guys can see it easily. But yeah, so here's your before and after.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
all right.
And I really love this picture. It looks kind of small.
Oh.
I don't know if you could bring it up or not, but
Yeah.
okay. I actually caught the
Cool.
conductor first thing in the morning, checking his watch out. He hasn't even started his day yet.
Mm.
And I just figured it needed to have some sort of light somewhere, so I put it in the window, but
Neat.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. I liked it.
I like the fact that the color's just in the window too.
Yeah.
It actually was a light on. Somebody was working in that office.
No,
Yeah.
A little bit of reflection on my window a little bit. There was a light in the office, and I just brought that part up and made it colorful. And I can't remember how I did it. It was so long ago, but
I wonder if you colored this area too, it would be less noticeable.
it does kind of
Yeah, the whole part of
wreck it
it
a little
is-
bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it might be a little distracting because it's so light, but maybe if it was this color, it would, tone it down a bit. That's the only thought I had on that. Okay,
One,
go ahead, Wendell.
I was just gonna say, if you burned in a little bit in the upper left there where the light's coming through the trees, it might, just to darken a little bit so it isn't an eye catcher.
Mhm.
Probably could see the definition of the building behind that. Those are actual windows in a building.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, you might be able to burn that down a bit.
You can see the rest of the building or the street level of
Oh,
it.
yeah, I see now.
Cable car windows.
Mhm. Yeah, but I really like the layout. And the person down there in the corner, it worked very well.
Yeah, it did. I actually have a fuller picture. I just cropped it really tight, but I can't remember why I did that, but I did anyway. I think I had too much advertisement on the side of the, I'd love to get rid of that. And I probably could, but not now. But I would love to get rid of that completely. I never did like that part of the picture at all, but this was basically real basic Ford tools in Lightroom. This is when I first started shooting a long time ago. One of my first.
With that new Photoshop, it's really easy. You just draw a circle around that and you type in, get rid of the words and it disappears.
Ah,
Really?
That's all you have to do. Yeah.
oh, wow.
You said that's the beta version, James?
Yeah, beta version.
Okay.
You can remove any stuff really easily.
I'm going to try
And
that.
it's super easy to extend your canvas. It's amazing. And it'll extend your canvas and pick up on all kinds of stuff.
Hmm.
The picture makes me want to go for a cable car ride.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to ride the cable cars.
Oh, yeah. San Francisco I grew up there. I was born and raised in San Francisco. So
Oh,
I
Yeah.
used to ride these things when I was like 4 and 5. Kids used to be able to do that then. Now you have to have too many folks with you, but it
Yeah.
used to be- I wasn't that young. I was probably about 7 or 8. My mom would kick my cousin and I out the door and we'd go do this stuff.
That's great. Beautiful.
Has available light in my kitchen.
Mhm.
Nothing special.
I like your depth of field because the shapes aren't so defined with, being in focus, which is nice. And it kind of carries this line nicely.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did about 6 or 7. I call them the Red Bowl Diaries, but those are scapes. They're garlic scapes, and they're just amazing little things. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
know what they are, but
I like these little nodules they have.
yeah, it's actually a little pointy thing
Hmm.
that it looks. It's very cool. But
Yeah, I don't think I'd do anything with this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's good to go. All right.
and this is the first time I ever shot with my macro lens. I liked it. It's a tulip that was just about gone. That was available light too.
Mhm. Do you have any more at the top?
I do. I actually cropped that really tight also. I was trying to get, I don't know what I was trying to get, but I do. I have I have to go back and look and see how much of it I have, but I,
Just wondering if you came real tight on the bottom, like about here, or even violated that curve a bit, then I'm thinking I may or may not want to see more top, depending on what's up there. I kind of like what's going on.
oh yeah, that looks good.
I think you got too much
Yeah,
background.
you're right. You're sitting in a
I
glass.
even want to take it up to here, get rid of that altogether.
It's a little distracting down there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Now you've got some shapes going and just a little bit peeking.
Getting
here.
to be a Georgia O'Keeffe
Yeah.
painting.
I love
Gorgeous.
Dear O'Keeffe. She's just
Yeah.
amazing.
But it might work out the way it is, or maybe you'll find some stuff above it that you might want to bring in. Like, I'm not sure how this comes across.
Well, with all the tools I have now, I might be able to do something with the color, like
Oh,
just
yeah.
the color was beautiful. I liked the softness of it. It was that
Yeah.
just real soft pastel and bright green, but I liked the veins and the leaves too.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things going on there, but anyway, thank you
It's
guys.
very pretty.
Bring those in. Okay, so. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. We're in yeah, hang on a second here. Close that up. And go down to Kim.
Oh,
And then always-
wow.
This was
Oh.
a fun one. This was just for fun.
Yeah.
We went out to Palm Desert a couple weeks ago. So this is at the Living Desert Zoo and Gardens. And they had quite a few giraffes there. I was amazed actually how many giraffes they had. And this was one of the two that were coming up. People were feeding them. And I just happened to be standing in the right place as he had walked away from being fed, and he just kind of turned and was standing there looking at me, so I took advantage of that.
Mhm.
Sweet.
And then took it into topaz. This is actually a topaz texture behind him.
Oh.
But it worked. It looks like it should be the trees that were behind him. The background was just a real pale blue, not quite dull, but just I didn't really care for it all that much. And because the lighting was behind him, I was getting kind of a blue edge all around him from the sunlight. So I wanted to get rid of that also. So that's why I put the texture on it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what lens you're using to get that bokeh, but now that I recognize that text. I would probably knock this down so your eye keeps,
Okay,
just kind of keeps drawing me.
kind of
to this.
bright.
Yeah, and maybe this one too a little bit, kind of into this range.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, I don't think I'd do anything else. Anybody else have any comments?
He's adorable.
He's having more fun than you did.
Right.
The
Look at
mask
the
doesn't-
expression on his face. It's just like in his eyes. He reminds me of a Cocker Spaniel and
You know, the mask is a little soft here, but I don't mind it. It kind of lets him blend in as he goes away rather than just being harsh down
Uh-huh.
to the crop. In this case, I think it works out well. Nice. Yeah.
And then this is out at Joshua Tree.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Took this, well, played a little bit with the color, just a little bit in the crop in Lightroom. And then took it into Topaz, and it's two different looks or filters on it. The Hummingbird Wings filter, and then the MI Impressionist filter.
Hmm.
Just kind of give it a little bit of a soft look, but bring out just a tad bit of the detail in the trees themselves, at least the trees up front in the foreground. And then it brought it was just a real sunny day, so it played with both those filters a little bit to bring the color, bring the highlights down, bring the harshness down, and bring out the browns a little bit more in the ground.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. Mhm.
I imagine you got the Skull Rock and the usual suspects.
Oh, yeah. Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, that's a fun place. Nice.
Amazing how many miles you put on driving around just to get to different places in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nice. Was it really crowded?
No, it was, no, we got out there. We got out there early. We were out there around, I think, 8:30, 9 o'clock. It was just about an hour drive from Palm Desert.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't bad, but I think the temps in Joshua Tree weren't bad. They were in the 80s. Palm Desert, we were dealing with 100-degree temps while we were there.
Oh, sure. Nice.
And then this is also from Joshua Tree. This is the Keys View, the highest point, I think, in the park.
Mhm.
Again, actually, the black and white is one of Lightroom's filters.
Okay.
And then I played with it a little bit. And then also had to do a dehaze. It was just really, good old smog, really hazy.
So that brought us
So
back up.
yeah, so I didn't want to take it all out because I wanted that
Yeah.
look back there.
Get that
But
distance.
did dehaze it a little bit, brought the highlights up just a little to get that the area in between that light area to pop out a little bit. And then took it into Topaz and added the matte and frame and played with it just a little bit more.
Jim, was this a panorama
Yes.
with the letterbox? Okay.
This is 3 shots and
Three
then
shots.
3
Stitched.
shots and then stitched together in Lightroom.
Yeah,
Really?
you-
Three
yeah,
separate shot. You didn't pan.
No, I did not pan. Did 3
It's
separate
3
shots.
and it's wow. Good stitch work.
Yeah, Lightroom does that very well.
Really?
Yeah, it really did. It's been a long time since I've tried to do a panoramic, and so I had to search for the tool for a minute or two. But I was really pleased with the way it turned out.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't know that it had been 3 shots.
No.
Then on your dehaze, did you do it selectively through a mask or did you?
No,
Well,
after I did the pano first, I created the panoramic first, and then I did the dehaze.
and you just did it globally.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, it worked out nicely.
It's beautiful.
Sometimes you have to do it through a mask. If it'll
Yeah,
again
it
start
was-
taking areas away that you don't want.
Yeah, it was just kind of blah in color, and I kind of, even when I was taking the picture, I was envisioning it more as a black and white.
Right.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, that worked out well.
Ooh.
And then this is actually, again, a Lightroom filter, infrared. And then I took it into Topaz. And when I created the matte, I took the opacity down, and it gave me this extra image behind things, which I found interesting. I just like the way it bled into the matte.
Double exposure.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
very
Mhm.
cool.
huh,
So did the infrared filter give you this?
No, it didn't. That's what was really strange. The infrared filter didn't, at least I don't see it in just the image of the infrared. I don't see that. It wasn't until I created the matte and took the opacity down.
Looks like you've got another layer that's slightly to the left and up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it goes down into the matte.
Yeah, but I
Hmm.
mean, well,
Right even
that
there.
part I understand, but over the
Oh, right.
image
Yeah, I see what you're
itself,
saying.
yeah, interesting.
I like your point of view as well. It's unusual that's coming from the top down, the tree, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this branch, I guess they're branches, was hanging down right in about eye level, so I couldn't resist taking a couple
Oh,
shots
yeah.
of it, figuring out what I could do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
What, just thinking out loud, Sandy?
Yeah.
What would happen if, what if this was black here, the mat?
Oh, the mat itself?
Yeah, to cover the ghost image.
Well, I think the ghost kind of makes it because it leaves.
Oh,
off-
you like the ghost. Okay, I thought you were thinking,
No, I was just wondering how it was coming through the rest of the image. Because usually when you ghost the mat, it's because you're taking the transparency of the mat itself down. And Windows does that quite a bit. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've not seen it interact elsewhere, unless there's another image or something. Mysteries. Okay.
nice picture.
Thanks. And this one is actually from our room in Palm Desert. This is Sunrise.
Mm.
And I really didn't do I brought up the color, just the reds and oranges just a bit. Didn't do a whole lot else. This is all within Lightroom. It's just a nice, simple early morning picture.
Everything else is so saturated. I wonder if maybe you could select the sky and blow something in there and maybe a blue or bluish purple hue to
Okay.
saturate it up. Get it almost graphic. Yeah. If you just kind of look at the bottom 2/3, it's so rich, and then when that top comes in there, it kind of makes the richness a little more insipid. I think it would maybe lend itself just to carry it up.
Just add some purple, a little bit of touch of purples or something to it.
Yeah, something in there just to kind
Okay.
of liven it up, or blue or something, maybe even this kind of blue. Yeah, I don't know. You can experiment around once you have the mask in there. You play around with the hue and get it to where you want it.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. Well, that looked like a nice trip.
It was. We came back one day early. One of the places we wanted to go was closed.
Yeah.
So given as hot as it was, we kind of saw everything we wanted. We did everything we wanted to do otherwise.
Cool. Well, thanks.
Mhm.
All right, Wendell.
Okay. Okay,
Oh,
this is taken in Las Vegas at the newer city center. Some of the unique architecture there. It's one that I took with black and white in mind, but and I did do it black and white some time ago, but I kind of like this funny greenish tint to some of these windows or panels in the building. So I thought I'd see what it looked like as a color image, which is pretty much untouched from what I did in the camera. One thing, as I look at it, that light fixture or whatever it is on toward the right side there, trying to decide if it should be taken out or not. I think I took it out in black and white, but somehow it seemed like it kind of breaks up the monotony of that big light colored panel to the right. So I don't know whether it's good or bad in there. But anyway, there's not a lot of processing on this one.
Oh, nice. So that's the Aria? You can kind of.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the casino that's behind there. And I guess these are condos or could be office buildings too, but
Wendell,
yes.
while you were photographing this, you do know that camera was photographing you.
Oh.
What's that guy doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I wonder if anyone was critiquing what it took.
Yeah, critiquing.
I don't think they had a clue.
Yeah,
Very nice. I like the graphic elements.
yeah, I do like, well, I think of black and white for architectural photography. And as I say, that's what I really had in mind, but thought, well, the color isn't too bad either with the pale blue sky and also.
Yeah. There's a guy out of Germany I see on Facebook, and he takes these architectural things and he makes the sky black and everything,
Oh.
and all the images high key, so you really get the rhythm of the lines in the.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. I can't remember his name, but you might want to try something like that with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I find it,
Yeah.
I'll send you a couple of.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see him pop up in my feed once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one of the photographers at the club, Alan Cuddy, that does a lot
Oh
of,
yeah, Alan does a lot of that too.
yeah, and he's done some very nice things. In fact, I think he's got one hanging on the wall down at the back end of the big classroom. Yep, on that little bulletin board.
Yeah, this guy goes further than Alan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he really, really makes it stark.
Yeah.
Alan's a good example too. You know, I forgot about him. I haven't seen him in a while.
No, I haven't either. He used to be in the
Yeah.
black and white group.
Yeah, I think he kind of stopped doing the camera club for a while because I sent out a mailing before I left it. He said, "Yeah, please take me off your list. I'm not coming anymore." So whatever. I didn't know if it was just my class or just in general. So I guess it's in general.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he had some really nice images. All right. This is
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, this is just some yucca blossoms about a quarter mile from our house. And just went out one morning and took the picture. And there actually were 4 in that group, but I only want to keep the 3 for follow the rules.
Yeah, odd numbers reign supreme.
Yeah. Anyway, the process is the Topaz Soft Sketch, which I backed off to 60% opacity. And then that produced the color, which I then took into Photoshop and just used a black and white conversion layer on that to get it to black and white. And then I went around the perimeter with dodging tool and lightened it up a little bit. That's why the bottom, the yucca leaves down there at the bottom are a little lighter. I was just trying to
Yeah.
do a sort of a white vignette.
Yeah.
What's in the background?
Well, actually, it was just pretty much sky.
Is that what it was? Oh, okay. That's
It
very
came-
cool.
This,
I
this
like that.
texture, this is a
neat.
texture. Pass. You can do it in Photoshop too by just put a layer texture and then change your blend modes. But yeah, Topaz does a real nice job of it as well.
Yeah, and I tried a bunch of different filters in Topaz, and this one it kind of blurred the petals of the flower themselves, but I don't think too bad. Even if you blow it up, it looks fairly sharp in there. But anyway, I did like the Topaz treatment on this one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, this is some of my tabletop photography that I did back when Sandy got started on his studio work. I bought one of those little light box things that Alan Medlow had talked about. Bought it from Amazon, and this is a little doll made up with a corn husk. And so I took the picture of it. And then the background picture is one I took some time ago on a farm in Wisconsin. So I just used layers in Photoshop to put the little doll in front of the background. I thought that kind of fit in there. And then being separate layers, I could just blur the background as much as I needed to kind of make it look further away and separate. So anyway, that's one of the
That's a
Try it.
composite image. That the doll wasn't in front of the farmhouse.
No, I took
Okay.
the doll at home in my little light box, which had pretty much direct overhead lighting, which I thought pretty much matched the lighting, midday lighting on the farm buildings. You can see the barn eaves there.
Yeah.
A little shadow under that, but was light coming pretty much overhead. So,
Dave, it's like that tent you guys were using in tabletop at the studio class where it's kind of a translucent white on the sides and the top and the back.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
I think the one you have has a light in it as well, right?
yeah, it's got just a straight overhead LED lights.
Yeah, you don't have to add your own lighting, so that's the only difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you do a lot of that? Is that one of your things?
Well, it's something I'm just learning.
It's very, I mean, it's nice, you know.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things I'm trying to find more time to do and look for colored glass or things like that to work with to get images. But
Yeah.
I keep running out of time and don't get to do as much of it.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I do know that I usually have to scour through my various old pictures to find backgrounds with the lighting direction that I can get on the whatever I choose for the foreground. In fact, the next one kind of shows the same thing.
Okay.
Next image.
I wonder, maybe you can download that beta version and see if that adaptive works on your own images as well as images that they supply from the AI database, because maybe then, even if the lighting isn't right, it'll correct it enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Just popped into my head. I don't know if it'll work that way or not, but it sure would be nice if it did.
well, yeah.
It'd save a lot of aggravation.
Yeah,
And
well,
a
yeah.
lot of images that you can't flop because of text or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
that could be cool. All right. Jim, did you try that? Is he still on here? Jim Murphy?
Still on.
Yeah. Did you try the adaptive with your own images or does it pull up its own?
I did watch some YouTubes where they did that, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, it works.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine since it's AI, you could even just use it as a reference and say, correct the lighting or something. and
Yeah.
Use it for a
Yeah.
background.
It'll do that.
Hmm.
Very cool. Okay, there you go, Wendell. Something.
Okay.
else to experiment with. Yeah, you're gonna need even more time.
Yeah, well, okay. Here's another
That's great.
composite. This was an older photo I had of a highway in New Mexico, the Turquoise Trail down through Madrid,
Oh,
between
man.
Santa Fe and Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Then the car model, I took it home. I didn't use the little light box for this because the model is pretty good sized and the light box is pretty small, but I tried to use overhead lighting to match the early or late morning lighting on the scene. This is looking pretty much south with the sun pretty much straight, or yeah, this is more west, I guess, the south. Sun's pretty much to the south. And then I had to make sure that I took the picture of the car at a proper angle so it looked natural sitting on the road.
Mhm.
And I'm fairly
And
happy with that.
Did you draw the shadow?
Yes, I
Good.
did. It created a little bit naturally, but I did have to expand it a little bit in there and
Yeah.
played around with that. And then I had to put a driver in.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
jeez.
I found a picture, I took it a car show of the backside of some guy. So I cut that out and pasted it in, but I should have raised him up a little further. You can barely see it behind the headrest there. But
Oh, yeah.
anyway, the one thing that somehow, no matter what I did, the lighting on the little model car doesn't quite look natural with the scenery behind it. And I'm not sure what if I needed some more little light reflections off the body or something.
You
to
could
make
do
that
that with
work.
layers. You could kind of take some of that in there and kind of ghost pieces in and I'd maybe pull a little bit more through the windshield. I see you got the road coming through there pretty well.
Yeah, I started to do that, try to get some of the dark, but then the whole windshield kind of disappeared into the trees. So
Yeah.
it's pretty tricky getting just the rim of the windshield.
Yeah, maybe cut out the background and put it over the top in the same registration and try different blend modes and then mask it in and see if it works.
Yeah.
I would maybe soften this up a little bit. You see the way this is working here? It's pretty natural.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
soften this down a little bit more on the
Mm.
edge.
yeah.
It would look a little more realistic. Is that on a separate layer?
No,
Uh,
no, it's, I think I put it together and then I just started touching it up.
Yeah.
And I might have gone actually too far out with the,
Yeah, in the future, do your shadow on a separate layer between the two. So the car's
Oh.
on one layer, the shadow, and then the background, then you can have at it later if you want
oh, okay.
to. It gives you a lot more ways to work it and interact with it.
Mhm. Okay,
You know, Wendell,
yes,
these last two have a surreal enchantment and they're a pleasure to look at. You want to look at it a little longer than
well, yeah, that's,
you have a fancy, a whimsy. They're nice to look at. They're nice to
Yeah.
look at.
yeah,
Good work.
well, yeah, and I guess like this one's kind of a realistic situation that could happen. The other one with the little doll, that was kind of, like you say, a fairy tale look or something.
Yeah.
Fun.
You could make a whole book of those, you know, a fascination. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think these are moving in a nice direction for you.
Yeah,
Let's see what else you got here.
okay.
Back to the old west.
That's
This-
nice.
This is Steins, New Mexico, just off I-10, right at the Arizona-New Mexico border.
Oh yeah.
Little town. I'd gone by it probably 20 times, but finally stopped and was able to get in far enough to get this picture of this old mercantile building. I think it was all built as like a set, maybe a movie set or something, but it's
They put a
not
big fence
operating.
around it, right?
Pardon?
They put a big fence around it now.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I was right up
Used to
at
be
the
able to
fence.
walk right into it. Yeah, nice.
No, they had a sign said, no trespassing, no drones.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they probably got, Wayne is one idiot to screw it up for the rest of us.
All
Somebody
right, yeah,
get some damage or vandalism or who knows what, and that'll do it.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
that's too bad.
Anyway,
Nice.
this was using the Topaz soft features at 80% because I wanted to soften some of the stuff down around the bottom there, those rocks and the weeds didn't look too good, but that soft contrast or soft features kind of improved that, I think. And then, well, I had to touch up the colors a little bit, make them a little brighter and put a matte on it. But anyway, that's where that is.
Hmm. I wonder if a darker color matte would work better.
Well, I played around with different colors and I ended up picking this matte as kind of matching some of the foreground in the weeds area. I
Yeah.
just used the eyedropper to pick those up. But I don't know. I didn't try much darker. Anyway, it was kind of what I might find is a real mat board available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice.
Mhm.
All righty. Well,
Nice.
thanks. Okay. Well, let's go up to Dave. I think that's everybody. Double check when we're done here. I don't know if these are in the right order for you, but
Yeah, we'll just take it as it comes.
all righty.
These are some artifacts down at Tubac Presidio. They have a museum there,
Uh-huh.
and it's really full of artifacts. Everyone should visit down there, Tubac Presidio. And this is afternoon light. And my camera has a feature that shoots in different tonalities. And lately I've been really enjoying the sepia. It makes it immediately Western and nostalgic. And I like shooting these old rusty gold objects.
Mhm.
And, one of my favorite photographers is Edward Weston. And if it reminds you of that, I succeeded in the picture. I'm just trying to be simple
Gotcha.
and just show the object.
Did you crop this or was that?
A teeny bit. There was some unnecessary information on this side that led the eye off.
Uh-huh.
No, the bottom, that's where it was, the bottom and the top. I just cropped a little of the side information.
Yeah. Well, I guess with some of these new AI tools, you could ask it to extend it and it might finish it off for you.
Yeah, really, that'd be good.
I don't know.
That
Yeah, I think it's capable.
has the
of-
top or the bottom.
Yeah, or both.
Mhm.
Very cool.
What is it? I
A
mean,
laundry roller.
I was gonna say, I thought,
Oh,
an
okay.
It's an
old-time pasta
antique.
maker.
See the rollers here?
Yeah,
They're made
look
out
at
of
the
wood in
rollers.
those days.
And I was envisioning maybe that they made some sort of food out of that,
But
but it-
pasta.
Yeah.
But you're gonna
Pasta.
crank your laundry
pasta
through there.
maker. But
Yeah, it's
I
a pasta
love-
maker.
Big
I
sheets.
love all the different the different lines and the squiggly lines, and I love the background with the
Yeah.
brick and the
Yeah.
dark. I really
All,
like.
all this stuff is just there waiting for you to see it. You just go down there. They allow photography.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite places to try. I'm gonna go
They
do
have
it.
a-
Tubac is awesome.
Don't they have an old,
The camera club
Yes,
should
sir.
take a field trip down there.
Yeah.
That place is awesome, photographic wise.
isn't there a print shop or something in that complex?
In the Presidio,
Yeah, like a real old.
yeah,
print-
they have the entire printing press that was like the first one in Western America.
Right, yeah, 'cause I
Oh,
went
wow.
down,
And
shot
they have a
that.
diorama with mannequins
Yeah,
running
yeah,
the
yeah.
press.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
went down
neat.
and
I
shot
got
that.
some pictures of that, Sandy, of the printing press.
Yeah, cool.
But it's fascinating to go into their museum. It's really neat.
Yeah, and it's just
$7 or
right.
so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that would be the only thing is the,
Get that whole
Yeah.
handle.
yeah, but I like the way it's falling off and I like
Mhm.
the color palette you're using and the sepia.
This tube effect comes right out of my camera. That's one of the features. I didn't do that
Hmm.
in Photoshop.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dave doesn't use any software or computers at all at this point.
I'm not that far along yet.
Just kind of putting his toe in to see what's going on. Yeah. Hmm.
This photo's up in Madeira at the Chuparosa Inn. And this is all about get it while you see it. I'm shooting right out the car window.
Wow.
Yeah. Get it while you see it. Little bit of cropping on the top, Sandy.
No.
But I love the way it defined the weeds down. This is reflection in the window, beaming out, you know.
No. That's fun.
Get it while you see it.
Hmm.
Wendell, is that any good for black and white?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. We have a wide range of subjects and even, well, going back to the image of the Haydn, the trolley car with a little bit of color in that, we do that too. So
Yeah.
get some pretty abstract things.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
When I go out shooting, I have one little camera in my pocket that I call my sketch pad. And this one's from my sketch pad. And then if I really want to take a picture, I'll take out my Nikon and really try and get a picture.
Mhm.
But this is just a drive-by.
Yeah.
I'm a drive-by shooter.
Mhm.
And you know what? My wife drives the car. I tell her, oh, back a foot. You know, she's got to go move the car up a foot, back a foot, back a foot, back up an inch, oh, back a foot, bang, you know, click.
Better be careful, Dave. You might be the victim of the drive-by shooter.
Yeah.
He gets tired of that. Alrighty.
Here.
Oh, I
This
know
is a
that
scene. This is all there. This is a scene in Madeira Canyon up the hill. There's some, I mean, in addition to the natural beauty that's up there, there's some odd dilapidation
Mhm.
and lots of no trespassing. They don't want rusty gold collectors in there, but you can photograph it, right?
Huh.
And it's just a scene, and
Yeah.
I just found it interesting. Then I took a detail, Sandy, the rope here,
Yeah, this one
a
down.
detail of this scene.
Oh,
That's the rope.
I was
Okay.
wondering what that was.
yeah, it
Yeah,
looked like a snake.
very,
Yeah.
it looks like a coiled snake. Very, very heavy
Yeah,
rope,
that's
like a shipping tow line or something. It's
yeah,
very,
that's a-
very
that's
heavy
a
rope.
docking light for a major vessel.
Yeah.
I wonder how that got there.
You know, it just seems that this guy was in that business and he's got all his junk there and it's going to sit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's go back.
The piece of metal in here are heavy pulleys. to pull that heavy.
Oh, okay.
Looks kind of like a bear trap, but they're pulleys.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, this works nice as a monochrome image, kind of the sepia look, and
Yeah.
it focuses on one part of the previous image.
It's not as good in color. It needs to be removed from reality one step.
Yeah, it doesn't need the color.
No.
Yeah.
I like the way you lean this over a little bit.
Sandy, the house is propped up like that.
Oh, well,
That's
yeah, the
not
trees are
camera work.
straight.
Yeah, it's dilapidation. They got it crocked up.
It
There's a
must
big
have happened
log
over the
here.
winter because it was a little straighter last time I saw it.
Yeah, maybe they're
Yeah.
propping it up. I don't know.
That or the guy who lives
familiar with
inside's
this?
getting heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. All right, let's go this
Side there. They don't want you to go in.
Yeah.
Oh, I
There's
like
a
it.
bucket with some line movement in the old mine buckets. Sepia gives you the Western
Yes.
nostalgia right away.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is straight out of the camera, no cropping, nothing.
Mhm.
Working on composition, lighting.
Yeah, if you were actually putting it in the computer and using some processing software on it, you could probably bring up some detail in that dark shadow area in there just a
Yeah.
little bit. I don't think it needs to
Yeah.
brighten up much, but just so you see a little bit more of the circular piece of pipe or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
But
play.
it doesn't need that badly anyway. I think the perspective is the neatest part.
Dave, did you park
Yeah.
in one of the parking lots and then just walk up and down the road? Because most of these houses, there's no place to pull off the road to.
Oh,
kind of-
oh yeah. You got to be very careful parking.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I was just walking. I walked over one of the shots. I was up there yesterday again. I had to stand in the road for a second
okay,
to get it. Yeah, you got to be careful in Madera. There's hardly any parking.
right.
Yeah.
But you can pull up a lot of that detail just with this enhanced slider.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
go into develop and take those highlights down.
Yeah. You just brought up a lot of detail in there.
There you go.
Didn't even know it was in there.
yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how much information is actually on the file
Hmm.
that you can bring up and
These are JPEGs.
stuff. Yeah,
It's not even a raw file.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
talking to Sandy earlier that I
Yeah.
want to upgrade my camera because I don't have raw
Mm,
capability with all that data, you know.
yeah.
It's a good example to use structure on. See the difference here? And then if you kick a little detail in there. Yeah, so that's where we were, that's where we are.
Wow, big difference, huge,
Yeah.
huge difference.
So it would behoove you to start learning some of this.
Mhm.
Just take it another step further.
Luminar, you're on Luminar?
Yeah, that's the one I'd suggest if I was starting from scratch.
Yeah.
It's intuitive and easy. to
Wow,
learn.
it's amazing what it did in the ground too.
Yeah, yeah.
Pulled up all the pebbles, the wood grain.
Yeah. And then I don't know, we can play with this AI relight and see what that does. Let's see, to get rid of the far. Yeah, take things down a little bit and get the near. Yeah, see, I don't like where it's at. Let's see if the depth moves it enough. No, it's not working on this image. Some of them it just can't read it right. So we'll just, there's a little curved arrow here that just takes it back. Okay, close that up. Maybe a vignette would work. And then I'll start real dark and then you can choose your subject and move
Wow.
it if you want. So maybe there and then kind of feather it a little bit and change the size.
I love the vignette tool. It's
Yeah,
one of my,
and then you can back it off a little bit. There you
Really
go.
changed the mood and the drama. it's
Yeah, well, that
amazing.
brings you into the shot. Yeah. So that's that'll give you an idea what you can do with tools.
Yeah, I couldn't even see all that stuff.
Mm.
There you go. And this last one I like a lot.
oh, I do too.
This is another example of shoot it when you see it. Me and my wife were just having dinner at Two Back Jack's, which is a fantastic restaurant, everybody.
That's
And
barbecue town.
yeah, barbecue, fantastic, delicious. And I'm just sitting there and this image just happened. And this was taken with my little sketchpad camera. I just leaned it against the table. The light was shining through the blinds. You can see the horizontal and hit the glass and made that reflection. And this was just a lucky moment. I just snapped it. Pretty happy with this one, Wendell, for black and white.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is kind of almost a abstract quality because of the reflection, kind of,
Yeah,
especially that I guess it's the pepper shaker disappears partway
Yeah.
through and reappears again.
yeah.
One thing, I wonder if this was a vertical format, a portrait aspect ratio to avoid the area
All-
to the left.
Mhm.
That might make it more powerful.
You're right.
And you can even take a little off center if you want. We'll try that.
Yeah.
Wow, brings you a little closer.
Yeah, maybe center to be a little better. I was just thinking out loud there. Yeah, I think that works better.
Wow,
That works. That works.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
incredible.
You've got some nice back and forth diagonal lines there.
Mhm.
They match up or
Mhm.
contrast with the vertical ribs on the shakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
sugar doily here looks like it's levitating almost. The light went under it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Huh.
That's magic, Dave.
It's magic.
It's magic. So
Yeah. It's photography magic.
that's what photography is. It's magic.
Yeah. And
Stop
every
and-
once in a while you get one, you know?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
stop in time. You stop in time, like you said. You know,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you see it, your mind sees it.
Here it is. Okay.
It's wonderful.
Let's just look at glow on this one. I don't use glow much, but let's see what it does.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
if you try different kinds. You got just that, or you got glow. And of course, you got to readjust everything. Yeah, that doesn't work so well. Maybe one of these working effects. Yeah, that might work.
Wow, wait, whoa.
And
Wow.
here's some advanced settings I haven't even tried yet. You can, yeah, soften it up. Oh, you can add some more.
Oh.
Kind of like cool.
Ooh,
This one.
Yeah.
lavender.
Yeah, kind of almost getting film noir in it. Let's see. Yeah, you could really crank it up and get high key too. Anyway, just the thought. So yeah, you can play around a lot. Like I was saying, it's a real rabbit hole. Well, great. Welcome to the group and good start.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe we'll see you on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I got some images I brought from Italy.
yeah.
Oh, yay. Hey, Maeve,
You guys will be the first to see these.
he's going to show some Italy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just put it on.
So we
Oh,
got
sorry.
a lot of
Talking into
abandoned,
the microphone.
buildings there.
Hmm.
This was an old train station on the
Oh.
East Coast between Barrie and a city we were heading up to north of there called Trani. And saw it on the road and just had to stop and shoot it. And
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
this is an area that's
Yeah.
southeast, or I'm sorry, southwest of Rome, called Ostia Attica, and it was a port city for Rome until the river changed course, and it silted in so much it wasn't viable anymore. I think about 400 AD they abandoned it, and it's probably about 4 to 6 times the size of Pompeii as far as buildings that are there.
Oh,
We went there once and spent a day and didn't get through it, so this was our first stop on the way back. See the rest of it, and we spent another full day there. Yeah, this was like an old restaurant that was there.
oh.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, the bench or whatever it is in the foreground is certainly sturdy enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and that painting or mural above it,
Yeah.
that's almost a picture in itself.
Yeah. I took quite a few of those and cropped them tight. I'm gonna do a series on
Is
this.
that a mosaic or a fresco?
Oh, it's a fresco. Yeah.
Fresco.
Yeah. They put the glass over it and the frame.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Yeah, to protect it.
Protecting it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then this was just along the road, another abandoned building. And
Wow, look at all this.
I mean, it looks gorgeous, but if you start walking around, there's just piles of garbage in there. Inside the building, inside the beautiful flowers and everything else, which was kind of sad. But
It's an abandoned farmhouse, or is it
I
Roman?
think so, yeah. There's abandoned everything there. You find
Abandoned everything.
villas, abandoned stores, abandoned factories, just stuff from over the years, and they just leave it there.
Wow.
They're wonderful to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
it's
use
nice.
some treatment on the image, like some of the topaz things to get the?
No,
The plants?
this one I put in Luminar, and I brought up structure and
Oh, okay, yeah.
a little bit of that enhance. And then I actually backed off some of the saturation because it got to be too much.
Yeah.
Even at this, it's borderline.
Yeah.
Really boom, in your face color.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
Huh.
And this was under an amphitheater. It's not the Coliseum, it's a different one. And I think this is the second or third largest one in the country. But it was nice because they let you just tour around the bowels of it. And all the old columns and decoration that was up on top had fallen into the interior of it. And so they just had the stuff down there. So,
This is the basement, huh? Where the gladiators would be down here,
exactly, and the animals and
the
everything.
lions.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's almost otherworldly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, especially with the light coming through from above where they had the trapdoors and other things.
Yeah.
You could see this next one, one of the trap.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those
Wow.
columns. It's amazing
dark.
that they did all of this by hand. You know,
What's
they
that?
created all these archways, these
Oh,
buildings.
yeah.
Lasted thousands of years, and all of it
Yeah.
with
Pretty
no,
hard.
with just tools and lots of folks.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
I use that sunlight filter in Luminar. It just brought a little bit of ray in there.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, just a hint, just a
Soft. It's
liven up.
really nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What camera are you shooting with, Sandy?
That's my little bitty M6 mirrorless because I don't want
Cool
to carry
stuff.
around the R5. It's
That's
just
what I wondered. Okay.
Yeah. And I also shot a lot with the iPhone.
Hmm.
I use the raw output for the iPhone, which By the way, empty your phone before you go anywhere, 'cause it really takes up a lot of space. They're like 45 megs a shot,
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
instead of 4 or 5, so, yeah. And I'm starting to get more fascinated with their drinking fountains, and they haven't, almost every square there, you got a water source where people can come and fill up, their water bottles or take a drink or
Mhm.
clean something, yeah. So I'm gonna do a series on those.
Yeah.
That was
I
kind of,
like the fact you left the electricity.
yeah, yeah, it's kind of like a wabi
Kind
sabi.
of brings you
thing,
back to
yeah.
reality where you're at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of like the lines going to that drain too.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But everything's got that weathered, beaten, forever
Yeah.
aged.
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get in there. You can even see this little box here too. That's probably where the shutoff valve is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of neat.
Padlock on it.
Yeah.
So water is free there in Rome?
Pretty much everywhere, all over the country.
Free
Yeah,
water.
yeah, and it's good. I mean, right
It's
out of the
clean,
gate,
huh?
no
It's
problem.
all well water.
Yeah, it's very good. It tastes good. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You
Look
know,
at
This had
that.
not opened
company
yet.
chlorine in it.
We got this shot from the road. This particular castle hadn't opened yet. It was a little too early. I think this was still the end of March, so it wasn't the season. But
I love
managed to,
the reflection in the water.
yeah,
And then the little ripple effect down below.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's all
Very
natural.
cool.
I
That's
didn't do
very
anything
cool.
with that. Yeah. And
Besides
then,
Simon Castle.
Oh.
yeah. And then this is in Rome. We were just walking back and I saw a red sign. So I
Perfect.
peeked around the corner and said, "Oh yeah, I could live here."
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a fountain in the that you're walking into? Is that
Yeah.
a fountain or just a statue?
I'm not sure. We were basically, this is one of those shoot and run type of shots. I didn't get
Good
that.
shot. It's so ornate and Baroque,
Yeah.
classical.
Like,
Amazing. Good
yeah.
shot, Sandy.
Thank you. And this
Oh.
is very bottom of the boot part of Italy.
Hmm.
It's Santa Maria del
James? James, are you there?
I am here.
Oh, he's not. Can you pop an eyeball back here to make it a Magritte painting, Sandy?
There you go. Yeah, this was actually out the back of our van, our camper van. We had
Wow.
been up to this. It was a great place to spend the night.
Hmm.
And the next day was Sunday, which in Italy is Mangia Day. I mean, people just sit around and eat all day.
They
Yeah.
have a Manja Day? Manja Day?
Well, I call it Mangia, but basically Sunday they just get together with the families and just
Eat
sit
all day.
and talk and eat all day. Yeah, so all the
Wow.
restaurants were that way. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Got the light just perfect. You didn't do anything with the light on the.
And that's the way the sun came across. Yeah.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I brought up the structure a little bit on it, but I masked it off so it didn't go into the water much. I think I stopped about here. I on this angle here. With the,
What is this body of water? Is that the Mediterranean or a
Yes.
lake or what?
Well, it's the Adriatic, I believe, at that point.
Adriatic?
Well, it's different parts of the Mediterranean, but yeah, they name them. It's kind of between the Greece and what used to be Yugoslavia and Italy is the Adriatic area.
Wow.
Kind of comes around and blends in to the Mediterranean, which is below it. Yeah, and then
Wow,
this
look
one
at that.
was coming up the coast. Actually, when I showed you that shot of the abandoned railroad station, This was the city that train would have gone to north of there,
Hmm.
called Tranny. And this is on the East Coast, further north. We got there toward evening and just parked maybe about 100 yards from where this is, and walked out and caught some sunset shots, and then looked for some place to eat. It was a real nice evening.
Mm.
Doing a lot of rehab going on there.
Yeah,
Seeing repair and stuff. And I think graphically it looks great.
yeah.
Yeah, this is
No,
Nice.
yeah. It was football season, and they were in the finals everywhere.
Oh.
Saw the blue and white colors of the team in Naples. It was just crazy.
oh,
But this was just one of the markets.
Great shot.
That's a great shot. That's National Geographic right there, Sandy.
They don't allow cars, but they allow motorbike
Oh,
signs.
boy, there's
Yes.
one next door. Well, the cars will go through there too. They can get
Oh,
through.
really?
I was at one place where in Rome where the woman swung around with a car, and I was standing there and she kept telling me to move, and I'm going, "Where are you going to go?" So I moved, and there were people sitting at a table at an outdoor restaurant on the other side of it, and she started moving. The guy had to actually pull his chair out of the street so she could. Then she got in the spot, and her tires were rubbing on the sides of the curbs. It was that on both sides.
There's no such thing as any right of way for pedestrians in Rome.
Oh no, or anywhere.
You just get you
It's a
might
free
have
for
to-
all.
Well, there is.
Well,
If you
run you
start
down.
walking, they're supposed to stop, and they usually do. But yeah,
Take your life
drive,
into your hands on the
they
streets.
drive absolutely anywhere.
There's
Oh,
so
I
much
like
to
that.
look at.
Oh, I love
this.
oh,
I
Yeah.
love
Look
this
at the
one.
meat.
This is funny because
Yeah.
last trip there was a guy in a butcher shop crouched down in front of the shop on his phone. So I guess
Yeah.
that's what they do when they're not working.
That's wonderful, though.
So
Look at
much-
that exhibit.
That's
He's talking about that he's on his cell phone.
And just
Yeah.
look at that. Fresh cuts of meat. Pretty amazing. And I don't remember.
Yeah,
On the kitchen.
it's really good.
A little
Street.
mirror here. They have those everywhere so you can kind of see what's coming.
Yeah.
It's the street there because the buildings go right to the edge, so you can't really see unless you put your
Look
nose
at this guy.
And nobody ever pays attention to the arrows either, but they are colorful.
Well, we learned very quickly that the laws like speed limits, stoplights, stop signs, parking, those are suggestions. Those are
Yeah.
Suggestions.
They are suggestions.
yeah, they're not rules.
But
Yeah.
They're no
Did they
rules.
pick on tourists to try and write a ticket?
Sometimes, and we had German plates. The company
Oh,
that rented the van, I guess they based out of Germany, so that was kind of mixed too because the Italians didn't care for the Germans that much, and they also
Oh.
we were from rental or out of country, so it had its moments too. But
You know what I
was,
really like about that picture, though?
Wow.
Just a minute. If you look in the mirror, you see the whole side street with a building,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it just takes you to another place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much to look at in these
Look at that.
pictures.
Look at that. How
Takes you down that road.
Another world right there.
yeah, definitely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, you can move it now.
Yeah.
That's great, Sandy.
Yeah, we're haggling with these guys. We're trying to get some tomatoes. Yes, I gotta get off with you
Fantastic.
guys. You're having too much fun. So
Almost they're singing at you. So
Yeah.
this guy's singing. Oh, solo mio.
always got one straight faced guy. Yeah, over on the right. He's like, yeah, okay. And another.
Oh,
They've got these wonderful little 3-wheel things, which are
Yeah.
basically motorcycles.
It's a great street shot. So yeah. Yeah, they're really good.
And the funny thing is he went up the street to the next area and there's a woman on a balcony and she took a basket on a rope and threw it over the balcony. He put in what she wanted and hoisted it
Well,
up.
that was the delivery. Well,
Yep, exactly. Special delivery. Yep. And
Oh,
wow,
they
so
s-
much to look at.
yeah, they have tobacco stores everywhere because everybody smokes. It's unbelievable. That I don't know if you guys are smokers, but it's hard eating in an outdoor cafe because there's so much smoke either from the patrons or people walking by, and that was a little discouraging. But the good side is they all sell bus tickets, so anywhere you want to go and get a bus ticket, you can go in a tobacco shop and get it.
yeah.
But you can see they even have a vending machine here, so when they're closed, people can
Yeah.
still get the cigarettes.
Wow, when they close,
door.
yeah, I was just
Yeah,
seeing that.
yeah,
They close
yeah.
the heavy.
Yeah, you
Iron
can see the
door
heavy
there.
door, and then this just comes
Yeah.
through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can see this, the laundry Dave here. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on in this one. I'm sure they clear this out at night and have a restaurant here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So much to look at. These are fascinating pictures.
Thanks. So that's it for this time. All right, let me stop recording here.